Joining us now, House Republican Conference Chair Elise Stefanik. Welcome back to Fox News Sunday.
Great to be with you, Shannon.
Okay, so let's start here. We have this possibility of a government shutdown days away. Analysts say mostly because of internal strife within the GOP. Axios puts it this way. Republicans have fallen into a state of paralyzed chaos with no obvious exit ramp in a government spending fight of their own creation. Our brand new Fox News poll also puts congressional approval at 19%. So you guys run the House now. What do you tell the American people about the fact that we can't even move a defense bill to fund our troops?
Well, we're in a very good place. I've been engaged in conversation with members as well as Speaker McCarthy over the weekend. We are working through this, and I'm optimistic that we will continue to move the appropriations process forward. And that includes the DOD appropriations bill. That also includes potentially a continuing resolution to ensure that we do not face a government shutdown. But what's really important here, Shannon, is on behalf of the American people, we know inflation is one of the top concerns. 91% of the American people are concerned about inflation. We have to rein in this reckless, out-of-control spending that we've seen under the Biden administration.
Well, and that is what your most conservative wing is worried about. They say they made deals, they agreed to a budget deal, there were spending caps, priorities, all those kinds of things they don't think are going to be honored in this new batch of spending bills. You've got Matt Gaetz, one of them, very vocal. He's threatening to call this motion to vacate to force the speaker out, or at least force a vote on him if he doesn't get what he believes was agreed to, which is cutting and fiscal austerity and dialing things back. We've got a meeting this week that was described by Congressman Brian Mast as saying that the speaker said to him, if you want to file the motion to vacate, then file the effing motion. How tense are things within the party right now?
Well, I've chaired a lot of the conference meetings. I was actually chairing that meeting. It's our weekly discussion with all the Republican members. And
is that an accurate quote?
I'm not going to get into, I don't quote members in that meeting because I want to make sure that I respect them. But Speaker McCarthy's support is strong within the conference, and he has said that he's going to continue doing his job leading this conference. So I'm confident we will work through this, and certainly the majority of members, and I believe the speaker will survive any type of motion, but I don't even think it's going to get to that, Shannon, because as I said, we are going through great productive conversations with our members, including from the House Freedom Caucus, as well as the Republican Study Committee and the broad Republican Conference, to work through this appropriations process, but while also standing up for fiscal responsibility and being good stewards of taxpayer dollars and reining in this out-of-control spending.
So all of this is going along the backdrop now of a formal impeachment inquiry. Just a few weeks ago, earlier this month, the speaker had said that this would go through a House vote. It wouldn't be the call of one person. It didn't. Is that because you don't have the House votes?
Well, if you look at the precedent here, Speaker Pelosi started the House impeachment inquiry about a month before there was ultimately a vote. So the speaker can call a vote at any time. That's up to his decision to do so. The impeachment inquiry is an important step to take for legal purposes, to make sure that the House and Congress as an institution is at its apex of constitutional authority, to make sure that we can get access to documents and, frankly, depositions that we know the administration is going to stonewall. But it's important, Shannon, to take a step back. Take a look at what House Republicans have uncovered. We've uncovered dozens of LLCs by Biden family members, including over $20 million, some of which came in while Joe Biden was vice president. So this is about Joe Biden and really answering valid concerns regarding corruption and national security.
The Democrats will say there's no smoking gun. There's no receipt. There's no transaction that shows President Biden, even then as vice president, taking any money that was inappropriate or improper. Here's what the top House Democrat has to say, Hakeem Jeffries. He says this is about a distraction.
Extreme MAGA Republicans have launched an illegitimate impeachment inquiry that is a kangaroo court, fishing expedition, and conspiracy theater rolled into one. There is not a shred of evidence that President Joe Biden has engaged in wrongdoing.
So why tie yourselves up in this, the resources that are going to be expended, the criticism that's going to come when you know if this gets to the Senate, it goes nowhere?
Well, first of all, Shannon, I believe transparency and good governance is very, very important for any Congress. And we know that Joe Biden started off saying that he had no knowledge of Hunter Biden's business dealings, and then the White House quickly shifted their story to say Joe Biden had no involvement. We know, as we continue to uncover the facts, that's simply not the case. Joe Biden was involved with phone calls with Hunter Biden's top foreign clients. So I believe that the Biden family, including then Vice President Joe Biden, was deeply involved in this nexus. And frankly, the question of bribery and high crimes and misdemeanors is an important one, and it's up to us as Congress to make sure that we deliver accountability and transparency to the American people. That's why this White House is fighting tooth and nail to turn over documents, to answer questions, because they know we're continuing to uncover what I believe is going to be the greatest political scandal of our lifetime.
Well, the country is watching, and we are as well, to see where it goes. I want to touch on something that's happening in your home state as well. A number of the issue of immigration. A number of House Democrats went over to one of the facilities where people are being housed who have come here illegally. They were basically drowned out by protesters there. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez among one of them. She's not happy that the mayor there, Eric Adams, said this is basically potentially going to destroy the city. She responded to him on X, formerly Twitter, saying this: the core issue is not solely the presence of asylum seekers, and there's a debate about whether all these people are asylum seekers, but they want to work and New Yorkers want to hire them. The government's forcing people to remain on public systems because we won't let them work and support themselves. She says that's all they want. So would you favor work permits for people who are here and want to work and are subsisting on government funding that, Eric Adams says is now going to overwhelm the city? How would you deal with the immediate crisis?
The immediate crisis is to secure the border, Shannon. Let's take a step back. Mayor Adams and Governor Kathy Hochul support sanctuary city policies. There is a reason that New York City is getting overrun, and it's because of the border crisis, and it's because of the illegal transfers of illegals into New York State. They tried to transfer these illegals to parts of upstate New York. Upstate, not only New York Republicans, but Democrats as well at the elected level spoke out strongly against this. So the way to solve this is by securing our border, which is why House Republicans put a border security bill on the floor. We voted in support of it. Tellingly, not a single Democrat voted to secure our borders. And it's why when we continue these appropriations discussion, one of our key priorities is making sure that we have strong border security policies. So this is a catastrophe of Democrats making in New York State, and they're going to feel the pain at the ballot box because 81% of New Yorkers, that includes Democrats as well, are very concerned and think this is a serious issue that New York is facing.
It is a serious issue, and they're not the only city, so we'll track this across the country. Congresswoman, thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Shannon.
Good to see you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.